I've always been into sports, whether it's watching sports, playing sports, joining sports clubs. I've tried a lot of different sports. I've wanted to try a lot of different sports. I've had lots of, sports phases, if that makes any sense. There was a time when I was playing soccer because my parents really loved soccer and my brothers were doing it, and I didn't like it too much. So I decided I was going to try out swimming, and I thought that swimming would be right for me because I loved the summer swim team. I had so many friends on it, and I tried RMSC out, and I didn't really like it. I was like, it's okay, but it's not what I want to do. Then I go to try out baseball for a bit. Found that way, 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 way too boring. No offense, if you love baseball, you play baseball. I know one of my friends plays baseball, and he's pretty good at it, but oof, it was boring for me. I could not take all the sitting. My 8-year-old brain was very, very, very not happy with sitting around for too long. And, I went back to soccer. I've done karate since I was 3 years old. I know I had a whole thing on that. So I know I've tried a lot of different sports. And, I found that on these teams, when you find the right one, it can help you in so many different ways. I was, I had a lot of sports that I didn't like, a lot of teams that I didn't like because the coaches didn't like me. Maybe I just didn't like the sport. But there have been two that have really, really stuck with me. You know, One was my summer swim team called the Hollowell Hurricanes. They might be my favorite people to be around ever. And the other one is my karate school. I talked a lot about my karate school in the other video. So today I'm more going to focus on my swim team and why that team is very different from the karate studio instead of said karate studio. So they've helped me in a lot of ways. Number one, uh, probably the most important part of sports teams for me, just specifically sports teams, not sports in general, but sports teams, is this swim team gave me lifelong friends, that I feel so excited to see whenever I do. I am so excited for the summer because I get to see them again. I only get to see them like maybe 3 months in the year for like real. And I get so excited whenever I do it because we are such good friends. We love each other as brothers, and it is incredible to see, me, everybody else around me having so much fun with maybe just a soccer ball, maybe just with a little pool of water. So lifelong friends, it is so much fun when you can find the right team for you and you get so many friends that you just love to hang out with. Like, it is like you are very, 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 very excited. You cannot help your excitedness when you find them again. Number two, obviously, this team get me fit and healthy throughout my life. It gave me a lot of cardio. It gave me really good cardio, and it burned a lot of calories. It kept me out of the house on days when I was doing things like, maybe I wanted to stay inside all day, but I got out of the house for a summer swim team to hang out with my friends afterward. So joining a sports team is a great way to get you out of the house, even on the days where you really don't feel like going, and keep you fit, keep you healthy all throughout the year, all throughout your life. And, really just instill fit healthiness as a part of your life, just something that just comes to you without you having to really think about it. But speaking of not getting, like not feeling like going and stuff like that, they taught me discipline, they taught me respect, they taught me kindness, that feeling of, oh, I don't want to go to swimming today. And then you go anyways and you have to do this huge hard workout and you're like, oh my goodness, that was hard. That is very, very, very important. So discipline, respect, kindness, all of those things are very important, get taught through sports teams. And then, you know, one of the other very, very important things, I think this might be second or third on this list, is they taught me how to work as a unit. They taught me the importance of working with other people and not just as a single person, because self improvement is for oneself. It is said in the name that self improvement is for yourself and it teaches you how to be successful as a single person. But a sports team will really, really help you learn how to be successful as a unit, to have maybe 10, 20, 30 kids around you and realize every single one of you needs to do your part for you to succeed at all and to help that. And it also helps you communicate and direct effectively because you need to make sure that everybody else is doing their job. And the only way you do that is by communicating with them and making sure that they are doing it. So that communication teaching as a unit is very important. That might be like second on the list of importance for sports teams. But they also taught me how important it is to stay with something and not quit. Even if you don't like it, like soccer. I didn't really like soccer, but I stayed with it for 2 years because that's a commitment I made to soccer. And that was what I was going to do. So it is very, very, it teaches you how to not quit and being able to persevere even when you might hate something and be able to fulfill your commitments is a very important part of life, especially as you get older. And maybe you don't like it, but you still have to fulfill commitments you made. So this is a very important part as well. Sports team give you so many little things just from joining the team that you don't even see that help you greatly in life. Like, I didn't even realize how much sports have helped me until I was making this video and I figured out this entire list of reasons that sports have helped me. I had the friends, I had the healthiness, but I never realized how good for me sports were until I was making this video. How good for me specifically sports teams were, not individual sports. So I, everything in life, there's always something it can give you. And with sports, there's a lot to give you. And even if you don't see it, it's always there helping you out. So, joining a sports team, very important, but also pretty easy. It just takes a few steps. So first, obviously you have to find the sport that you like. It can be baseball, it can be football, it can be basketball, anything that you enjoy watching or maybe you like playing out in your backyard with your friends. And then after that, maybe just go look for a team that sets your skill level. If you're like this really good, almost like Tom Brady at quarterback, then go to a really good team and try out for them. But maybe you're not good. Maybe you kind of suck, but you just like playing the game. Then there are teams out there for kids who are not good, kids who just want to get better, who just want to play. So just join one of those teams and then get in contact with the coach of the team and see like when you can come and try out. And then, just stick it out, the commitment you made. If you like the sport, you like it, go back to the commitment, play it with your friends, do everything you can to, be in the sport. And if you don't like it, just, repeat the process, go back up, find another sport, maybe find a different team and do something like that. But here's very important because I know a lot of kids get very anxious and worried about it is you don't have to be a good player to join a team. You just need to find the right team. You don't have to be Tom Brady. You don't have to be LeBron James. You don't have to be Wayne Gretzky. You can just be yourself. Maybe you're not good. Maybe you're not very fast. Maybe you're not good at shooting. But there are always going to be teams around here that are good for your skill level. They're not the greatest teams, but that's not their point. Their point is just so you can play. And there's always going to be teams like this. Just find the right team. And really what I think is more important is not the skill level, not like how hard you're pushing yourself. For sports team, it's very important to find the right coach and the right people because if you don't have the right team, sports are going to suck anyways. So, you know, I mean the whole you need to find a right team in two ways because you need a team that is at your skill. If you suck at baseball, you're not going to join one of the pro scouting teams, but you also need a team that is nice to be around because sports are going to suck if you don't have a good team. But a lot of the importance that I talked about, like making lifelong friends, sticking out commitments, being able to communicate effectively, working as a unit come from having a good team. So you really need to find a nice team to be around, you know. But here's the thing, finding people that are nice to be around won't happen instantly, you know. But over time, over maybe months, maybe years, you will have like special friendships, special connections with people on that team that, you know, it feels nice to be around them. You're excited to go to practices to see them. And that is why we join sports, you know. You know, that's my favorite part about being on a sports team, being excited to go to the practices, to see the people there and talk with them. I don't care too much for the sport, like swimming. I could care less about individual swimming, but being with the team is very important, you know. So, you know, my best friend, I talk about a lot here, is like, if he's on my swim team too, and that's how we met. And he, you know, me and him were pretty much half brothers, I say at this point, because he lives right across the street from me. We are playing all the time, you know. I take care of his little brother when they need me to. He will come over to my house, we'll play, we'll bring his little brother over. There's a lot of things, like a special connection between us because we met on that swim team. And yes, it helps that we're very close to each other, as in distance between homes, but still, we really need, like, it is so important to have that connection. And I have him on the swim team, but it is very, very, very important, that connection that I have on the swim team now, because I love the swim team because of those connections I have, you know. There's so many kids on that swim team that I love, and, you know, our entire group is like the best part about Hollowell. So, yes. But in saying all this, you still have to try and improve on your team. You can't just come to goof off because you you know, you have to work as a unit. You need to do your part. You need to be prepared to put in a lot of effort because, you know, you're part of a team now. You need to work for everybody to succeed. You need to do your part, just as I was talking about earlier. So the only real way you need to do better at sports, the only way you're going to get good at sports, the only way that you're going to help your team is to do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Bye bye.